If I told you there was a phone with a metal frame, wireless charging, reverse wireless charging, slim bezels, high refresh rate, heart rate sensor, and a bunch of AI features, you probably assume I'm describing a flagship. But that is pretty much the Infinix Note 50 Pro on the surface, a budget phone. With the Note 50 Pro, Infinix has decided to shake things up a bit, or much actually. From the overall design to the build quality, you see features not typical with budget phones. But before we get into the review proper, it should be noted that for the Note 50 series, there are about 4 devices: the Infinix Note 50, 50X, 50 Pro, and 50 Pro Plus. What is available in Nigeria at the moment is the Note 50 and 50 Pro. The Pro Plus version might be available soon. I saw it listed somewhere, but there is no confirmation. As always, we'll get the price information out of the way first. The Infinix Note 50 Pro comes at the budget price of around 368,000 in Naira. That is around $230. Now, what I find interesting about the pricing is the fact that with all that it offers in extra features, it still manages to fall in the same price category as the competition. For that price, you are getting the device in a single available configuration with 8 GB of RAM and 256 GB of storage. The unboxing experience has changed a bit from what we saw with the Note 40 Pro. While we get all essential accessories plus the added glass screen protector, the wireless charging pad is not added here. It's hard to complain because you don't actually get that with any device, and we appreciate Infinix for previously adding it. As usual, we get a functional protective case which has magnets. You need this case to be able to attach a magnetic wireless charger to the Note 50 Pro. Because it supports 30 watts wireless charging and reverse wireless charging, also supports up to 90 watts wired charging, and they were kind enough to add the 90 watts charging brick. This makes it easily the best spec'd device when it comes to charging on a budget phone. From the moment you power on the device, you notice major changes to the software right from the boot animation. You will also notice the welcome screen in different languages, giving you a glimpse of major improvements to the software experience. In terms of design and hands-on feel, the Note 50 Pro feels like a flagship. The flat armor alloy metal frame and overall shape makes it look a bit like the S25 Ultra from Samsung. You will also notice it's a slim device and it's lightweight too at 198 grams. Bear in mind that this has 5200 mAh battery. And Infinix was able to achieve this by adopting the newer silicon carbon battery. Unlike its predecessor, the Note 40 Pro, which has a curved display, this one goes flat for a more modern look. When you turn to the rear of the device, there's the unconventional camera bump, which I'd say looks unique with its octagonal shape. It is neatly done. You definitely can't say you've seen this elsewhere. We have 2 camera sensors on the back, that is a main and an ultra wide. There is also the health monitoring sensor, which has the active halo light that comes on for notifications, calls, charging, or when using Folax. You can customize the options from the settings. The Infinix Note 50 Pro becomes the only budget phone to offer a sensor for health monitoring. By placing a finger on the sensor, you can measure your heart rate and blood oxygen levels. That is interesting to say the least. The last time we saw something similar on a smartphone, it was a couple years ago and it was a flagship feature. Nice one, Infinix. Moving on. For color options, mine is the enchanted purple. There is titanium gray, shadow black, and a special racing edition. Not all colors might be available to all regions. Now on the overall build quality, aside from the premium feel thanks to that metal frame, it gets IP64 rating for dust and splash resistance. I would have preferred IP67 at least, but I understand why we cannot have it all. Plus, it's a step up from the IP53 we got on its predecessor. Infinix still retains the IR blaster for controlling your electronic devices. The headphone jack is still absent, but we got USB-C earphones in the box. It accepts dual nano SIM cards. There is no space for a micro SD card. The Infinix Note 50 Pro still boasts one of the best sounding speaker setups on phones in this category. They are JBL tuned and they sound great. It's a stereo setup. For the overall build quality, seeing that it has a tough metal frame, I'd say it's a tough phone. On the display side of things, we see a gorgeous 6.78-inch AMOLED. It also has the slimmest bezels on any budget phone. Correct me if I'm wrong. It is vibrant and bright, and when paired with those stereo speakers, it is great for media consumption, whether it's videos or gaming. The fingerprint sensor is a responsive one. It is placed on the display and it does the job just fine. The refresh rate is set to automatically switch by default, but you can choose to force 144 Hz. Now, if you've paid attention to Infinix marketing of this device, they mention one-tap Infinix AI a lot. This refers to the single tap activation of the AI assistant Folax when you tap and hold the power button for a second. They've also added a nice touch with the voice options for Folax. The video fans might find this intriguing.
I love chatting with someone as interesting as you.
Folax is also now integrated with DeepSeek, giving you a more intelligent AI assistant. I'm sure the AI enthusiasts will find this very useful. Before we go into more details on these AI features, let's start with the overall software experience. The Note 50 Pro is running the latest Android 15 and Infinix XOS 15. It is expected to get 3 years of support with 2 major OS upgrades. So far, there have been a couple of software updates to improve the experience, so I don't doubt that they'll live up to the commitment. We just need to wait and see. They've improved the overall look and feel of the UI. The animations are snappy and smooth. The app drawer now separates apps into different categories. You can also revert it to the default uncategorized style. Pretty sure this was inspired by HyperOS. You also now get dual system, a feature that allows you to create 2 different spaces on your phone, say a decoy setup for when you are handing your phone to someone. Inputting a different password or using a different fingerprint automatically unlocks the other system. This can help with more privacy, and it has worked well so far in my experience. Even better that we still get the default Android multi-user feature alongside this. The home screen also has better app management, and the zero screen where you swipe right no longer has cluttered information. It's a lot neater. There are no interruptions with ads in my experience, and you can easily uninstall any bloatware apps. I'd say overall this software is neater. Now to its AI features. XOS is now packed with what I'd say is the most AI features you can find on any budget phone, only rivaled by Tecno's Camon 40 Pro. In the settings app, there's a dedicated section for Infinix AI which shows you all its AI features in one place. There's call summary, call translations, smart touch which allows you to copy text from apps and images by just tapping and holding the screen with 2 fingers. There's also the AI cutout feature where you tap and hold on a photo and it separates the subject from the background. There's writing assistant and a whole lot more. Circle to search is also present here, a feature previously only available to mid-range and flagships. The gallery app also has objective razor which works well depending on how complex your photo is. There's a whole lot to explore with XOS 15 if you want. I'd even go on to say it is packed with too many features and it can be overwhelming. But it's great they don't get in the way and you only see them if you actually use them. All the essential multitasking tools are present, including pop-up and split screen. Now moving on to performance. The Note 50 Pro sports the MediaTek Helio G100 Ultimate, which has proven to be a reliable one for most manufacturers at this price point. You will find it capable of handling all your expectations of a budget phone when it comes to running apps, multitasking, and some gaming. The performance is consistent while playing graphics demanding titles like Call of Duty Mobile, which only allows a maximum of medium graphics settings and high frame rate. For a phone with a metal frame, I find it handling itself just fine when it comes to demanding tasks like gaming. You'd expect it to heat up significantly, but that is not the case. It does get warm while gaming, but nothing abnormal. The only times I've experienced it heating up is when using it outdoors on a sunny day, say you're using the cameras for extended periods. You might notice it start to get hot on the frame. This is expected since the frame is metal. The good news though is that in my experience this did not impact the performance, nor did it give me any temperature warnings to prevent me from using the device. I've only experienced this while using it outdoors on a really hot day, and I suspect it's because I did not have a case on. For battery life, it performs as expected and might even exceed your expectations. It sports a 5200 mAh battery which takes me through a whole day using it heavily, including its cameras, and still having enough juice left by nightfall. The fact that you get 90 watts fast charging makes it even better as you don't need to spend so much time powering it if you're on the clock. Now let's talk cameras. The Note 50 Pro sports dual rear cameras with the main camera a 50 megapixel sensor with optical image stabilization and an 8 megapixel ultra wide. The selfie camera is 32 megapixels. While the Note 40 Pro from last year had a 108 megapixel main camera, this is actually an improvement, and you can tell from the photos captured here. The images are vibrant, sharp, and good with HDR processing. It is also consistent. The color tone is not that different between the ultra wide and main camera, and I find that impressive. It also exceeded my expectations in low light. I would say it has one of the better performing cameras you can use for nighttime photography, even with videos. That is when it comes to budget phones. On the selfie camera, you also get impressive results most of the time. Sometimes though you might get overexposed results, especially when you try to take your photos too fast. But this is not a concern as it only happens like with 1 out of 10 good shots. Here in Qatar and heading to the desert. in one of those and about to do some dangerous stuff. Look at that man there. Yeah,
Welcome to Sokoto.
On video performance, it can shoot no more than 2K at 30 frames per second from both the selfie and rear cameras. OIS works great when you shoot at 1080p. Recording at 2K, you get better resolution but not as stable. Overall, I'd say the cameras of the Infinix Note 50 Pro exceeded my expectations. For a budget phone, the Note 50 Pro packs quite the features. Compared to other phones around its price, it offers a more premium feel thanks to the armor alloy metal frame and the overall build quality. It offers fastest charging. It also offers wireless and reverse wireless charging, more AI features than most, and that heart rate sensor. It checks most of the boxes for a phone with good value for money. The only thing I think could be better and Infinix can consider for the next generation is the minimum of 3 OS upgrades. Also, higher IP rating for water resistance and 5G. Although you have the Note 50X and Pro Plus options for that, but it's high time we leave 4G for the base Note and only have 5G options for the Pro. That is it on the Infinix Note 50 Pro. It's a solid phone I can recommend for its price, and it is nice to see Infinix giving the competition a run for the money when it comes to build quality and features. Until the next one, peace out.